This is Tractor Tuesday Live, hosted by 6th generation Nebraska farmer and Tractor Tuesday founder, Zach Bosley. Join us each week as he sits down with farmers, innovators, dealers, and creators who are enhancing the culture within agriculture. Right here on Tractor Tuesday Live.
Hey, it's actually Tuesday, and of course we're live at Tractor Tuesday Live right here in beautiful Hastings. I wish I would have went out to Atlanta for this one, though. This is our biggest guest we've ever had. If you don't know, it's time to get up to speed here. Diamond Dallas Page, how are you, sir?
Dude, I have never had a bad day in my life, Zach. I've had plenty of sore ones.
Yeah.
Times where I didn't want to get out of bed because my body was so beat up.
Yeah.
But I would always, then I go right into my self-talk of get up, get out of bed now.
Yeah.
Get up and get out of bed and get to bed. From there on, I'm smooth sailing.
Oh, hey, I got a new question here. So does Diamond Dallas Page, do you need an alarm clock to get up out of bed, or do you just have kind of a natural rhythm?
Yeah, pretty much a natural rhythm. And I never thought, because I was a kid who grew up in the bar business. Like I was bouncing, bartending. I ran my first little small rock and roll joint when I was 23.
Yeah.
So I was a crazy night owl. Like, going to bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4. Completely opposite now. My wife, her name is Paige, and believe it or not, her maiden name is McMahon.
Oh,
so
wow.
she's Paige,
Yeah.
McMahon Page. No relation.
Okay.
No relation at all. But she's got me going to bed earlier because I wake up earlier. So might as well try to get as much sleep as possible. That's the one thing that I still struggle with because I'll wake up and I don't really do any damage to myself during the day. Life's a constant rehab for me.
Yeah.
And I'm always doing something to feel better.
Okay.
But when I'm sleeping on my side, oh boy, the shoulders, there's times where I wake up and damn boy, like this, this one's even worse. So not every night, but all that stuff I did with professional wrestling, one thing rings true. Everybody will agree with this. You can't fake gravity.
Yeah, right, exactly. And a lot of the folks in the audience were very heavy with farmers, farm families, our marketplace, all the software we develop. It's more so for ag, one way or the other. I think probably everybody in the audience is at least my age, if not older. So they're going to remember, your Hall of Fame career. There was so much ups and downs. I think you broke your neck, you broke your back, you found a way through all of this. And I think it's going to relate to a lot of farmers because, whether you have livestock or you're doing things with row crop, you're usually pretty beat up. And a lot of us don't necessarily take care of our body in the best way. For those that don't know what happened beyond, the WWE, when you finally made the jump from WCW over to them, again, Hall of Fame career, I believe 3-time world champion. What did you start to do that became DDP Yoga? And I guess if you could paint the picture real quick for all the farmers in the audience.
Well, again, I developed this for guys who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga. So, I'm sure a lot of those guys are listening right now.
Yeah.
But again, I would have been the poster boy at 42 for the guy who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga. Because I saw it as a girly thing, and I never really realized it was a workout until I had to.
Yeah.
And what had happened is, when we were running hard, and those last 5 years before I broke my back, I was wrestling 270 days a year. And then I would say the wrestlers are, they're actors, they're acrobats, they're stuntmen, they're rock stars, they're gladiators and truck drivers. Because we literally drive after, we come in for Raw, whatever, Nitro, whatever the show was, that next day we drove, or that night we drove 100, 200, 300 miles to the next gig. And then did it all over again, and then drove 100, 200, 300 miles. And we're going out there not trying to kill each other. We're trying to look out for each other because it's important. It's like a very think of it like it was a very brutal physical ballet.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like it's an art form that takes a long time to learn, and boy, do you get beat up on the way. Like, I didn't step in the ring to train to be a professional wrestler till I was 35.
Right.
My career didn't take off till I was 40. Actually, the day before the day after my 41st birthday is when I headlined the main event with me and Randy Savage, and he put me over in the middle with Diamond Cutter, and it changed my life forever, like dramatically, because people looked at me and I went, wow, that cat went from that to that. Like, when the only top names that weren't in our company when we were WCW, Ted Turner's World Championship Wrestling, the only top guys were Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and The Undertaker. The rest of the guys they wouldn't have been on our top card.
Right.
And for me to be able to break through that, and it was so much to do with the fans and getting involved and how you get the fans. I got 20,000 people to throw up the Diamond Cutter. It didn't happen overnight. In the beginning, nobody did it, but people respected the work ethic, and I was a bad guy or a heel, and the people turned me a good guy, and that's who I really am.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it was so much easier. It was fun being the heel, but I would, when you were over the way I was, and the fans appreciate you, it's a different kind of love and adrenaline. It runs through your body. So the bottom line is, my career took off when I was 40, and at 42, I took a power bomb from Kevin Nash, and it wasn't that bump that I took. We call them bumps when you hit the mat, or someone hits Randy come off the top rope and use you for his crash pad, because he was older than you were. And it wasn't that bump. It was the bump, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay.
Literally. And I had 3 spine specialists tell me I was never going to wrestle again.
Right.
And I just signed a multi-million-dollar 3-year deal. And it wasn't about the money as much as it was, I got to prove, like, I'm always out to prove through work ethic, that I can do something that you tell me I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And there might be something I'm not going to try, because you're right, I can't do that. But if I say I can't do it yet. Okay. Because if I'm working on it, and that has to do with my body. So when they told me that my career was over, these 3 spine specialists, and I went to New York, Houston, and Atlanta, and my Atlanta guys stayed my guys all the way through. But they were like, no. Like, you will be crippled. You'll by the time you're in your early 60s, you will have to walk with a cane and all that. Well, I just turned 70, and I can still take either one of my foot to pull over my head and have a conversation with you. They didn't understand how I was going to rehab my body.
Right.
And what DDP yoga really is yoga meets rehabilitation moves, meets old school calisthenics that we all grew up with, but in a slow burn movement, and something I created called dynamic resistance. And all that was engaging and flexing as you're moving. Like, anybody can raise their arms over their head, but if you create your own resistance, well, you can't do it all day long. And what happens, and I figured this out completely by accident, is every time you flex or engage a muscle, your heart has to beat faster to get the blood to the muscle. So what I created completely by accident was a kick-ass cardiovascular workout that dramatically improved your flexibility, strengthened your core at a whole different level, all with minimal to 0 joint impact. And that's what was huge for me. And in less than 3 months, I was back in the ring. At 42, they said my career was over. At 43, I was the world champ. And that's like our Oscar. You're awarded that because your ratings are through the roof. You have your gimmicks, meaning your T-shirts, or all the stuff with your name on is selling out. So and you're delivering the goods night after night after night. And I was so psyched to be there and then be told it's all gone.
Yeah.
That my work ethic, which was always I'm outworking anybody. I don't care who they are.
Okay.
I'm going to outwork everybody there.
Yeah.
And it came through, and I got to get back in the ring. And at 42, they said my career was over. 43, I'm the world champ. So
it's
on
amazing.
three different occasions, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But I kept going. I knew I was going to have to do that program the rest of my life.
Okay.
And I've continued to reinvent it and make it even better. And we've got on our app, we've got over 500 workouts. Because no one can tell me they can't do it, because our workouts start off in bed.
Right.
Then sitting in a chair. And where I started was using a chair, because my wife at the time, Kimberly, who's the COO of our company now, I brought her in. We're still super. It's really funny to me that me and The Rock have such great relationships with our ex-wives.
Right.
So much so that we're both still partners with our first ex-wives.
Right.
And that's only because we live life at 90%. And that's a concept that I developed that's based on life's 10%, what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it.
Yeah, I agree.
And so the bottom line is we put this program together in the beginning, just to fix me. And now everything that I do, like the stuff I was just telling you about, being able to sit on my heels before we went live, which I couldn't do that for years, like over a decade. And being able to learn how to break up that scar tissue. And that's what happens to a lot of the farmers out there, and the guys who are out there who are actually doing the work, not just overseeing it. They're doing the work.
Right.
And this is your tool. And God only gave you one. You can't check it in for new ones. And for me, when people say to me, so what do you do when you're like, when you're not, doing all the stuff with DDPY, getting power cuts? Like I'm rehabbing. Like right now, I'll show you. I have on both knees.
I figured you wrapped
this
up.
Is called, this is DNA Vibe, and it's low frequency red light therapy.
Okay.
And I put it on. I couldn't do it this morning because I was running out the door. But as soon as I came back in, wrapped it up. They feel great, and I want them to keep feeling great. I'm in no pain at all. So. For me, everything I do and everything I teach, I preach.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a great lesson here for a lot of us to learn. And when you broke your back, did you ever have to get a fusion, or did you just kind of a natural repair?
Completely DDP yoga was the solution.
Literally, that was it.
But I was also told, if you get fused, like the one doctor here in Atlanta was a buddy of mine.
Okay.
We came close over the years, and because I had so many injuries. But he said that if you do get it fused and then you go out there and you wrestle again, then you'll be even way worse than you are right now.
Yeah.
Let me share something with you. This is the guy on my app. Every single week is a new workout. It could be a bed workout. It could be a chair workout. It could be a beginner, intermediate. It could be extreme.
Okay.
Every week there's going to be Motivational Monday. It's going to kick you up and get you going.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a new cooking show because we eat clean.
Yeah.
And there's 3 different 90-day programs. And one of the things that we have that no one has is a community like we have.
Right.
And at DDP Yoga, one word, Facebook. Not 2 words, that's my company's name. The other one that just like this, one word, that's where all the members are. And they talk to each other and help each other. It started with 5 guys.
Okay.
It was 2 girls and 3 guys, and they were just trying to keep each other accountable. Now there's 78,000.
Wow.
And there's so many amazing posts that come up, like that they're gone before you got a chance to see them. So I have people searching for stuff, and I search for stuff to see. Every Friday, I'm going to read one to somebody, and on the heels of what you just said. Let me read this. The guy's name is Brandon.
Okay.
And this is what he put up. This is like a year ago. He put this up. He wrote, 1 year ago, after 2 years of having DDPY, but never using it, I decided the rubber has to meet the road. Otherwise, the car won't reach its intended destination.
Okay.
The hardest workout is and always will be pressing play.
Yeah.
Once you accept that it's going to be difficult, it's amazing how easy it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reason why I read this to you.
Okay.
I overcame 3 herniated discs and multiple back surgeries.
Jeez.
It's the reason I found Diamond Dallas Page and DDP Yoga, which tells you he is not a fan. He's not a wrestling fan.
Right.
He came across it by being inspired by someone that we helped, whether it was Butterbean, maybe he saw Butterbean's video, or he saw Jake the Snake Roberts video, or something he connected with.
Yeah.
This was something that was really funny too. I'll just skip to this part.
Okay.
He said, for those of you who say, I'm not good at this, or I don't know what to do, this is the greatest line I've ever heard.
Okay.
Embarrassment is the cost of entry.
Okay.
I don't care what it is. You're going to suck at it in the beginning. Golf. Unless you are a what do they call it?
A savant, natural.
But unless it's something you got from years and future lives, if you get out there and you can start hitting a golf ball perfectly, you're gifted. And you're one of the very few, because embarrassment is a cost of entry. And I'll close with this, where he says, if you aren't willing to look like a foolish beginner, you will never become a graceful master.
Yeah, that's well said.
That's powerful shit right there.
Oh,
it's so true.
Yeah, well, and when I started off with it, I don't know if you called it chair force at the time, but that was the level I was at. And I could even go back and say HPS and know what it means, and you kind of found a way to self-censor over the years. But it was something that I was doing probably in 2016 and 17. I had herniated discs. Probably every dude around here does. And it's just every neurosurgeon I met with, it sounded like a sales pitch. Oh, just a microdiscectomy, no big deal. And I thought, I don't want anything to do with that. So I was doing my DDP yoga. It really helped out. It bought me some time. Then I completely broke the vertebrae between L5 and S1. And it was kind of a wake up in the hospital type of a deal. In there for probably, asked my wife, I don't even remember, at least a week. I was in there long enough they took one catheter out to put the other one in. So it was a long recovery. About 90 days post-op, when physical therapy really started ramping up, I was alleviated from all the nerve pain. I attributed it to acupuncture. I went one and done, really good experience. So then I started back at Chair Force, and I don't know why I ever stopped. And it was one of those things where, I just quit doing it. I wasn't in pain, and the flexibility.
And that's the main reason. That's the main reason people do stop, because they feel better.
Yeah.
Where for me, I want to continue feeling good.
Yeah.
I mean, I always tell people I'm still a Ferrari. I just got 998,000 miles on me.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is, I want my body, like, I eat really clean. And not that I love meat. I'm still going to eat meat. I'm going to eat the yogurt, the Greek yogurt with 18 grams of protein in it. That's 100% grass fed. I'm going to eat the cleanest stuff. So my body works the best it can.
Right.
Because I'm not preparing for 75. That'll be here tomorrow. I'm preparing for 85 and 95.
Yeah, that's well said. And I think it's a lot about discipline and dedication, but then it's so easy in this whole world of marketing to just think you've got a shortcut waiting for you. I don't want to start the hard road, because if I just kind of keep BSing down this track, that shortcut's going to come, whether that's like a GLP-1, or in my life, it was going to be, the shortcut was going to be this revision surgery. Oh, it started in China. Now they're doing it in Switzerland. They're training a neurosurgeon at USC. That's what I'm going to do. They're going to take out all the instrumentation. Then I'll have some flexibility again, because I'm pain free, but I can't run or jump, and from a guy with a 3-foot vertical and used to be kind of quick, it's a little bit disheartening. And I think the truth of it is, I could only do the hard work of getting back in the weight room. I'm on week 15, and I've only missed maybe 4 or 5 workouts out of potentially 75 workouts. You know, so I'm making some stride and improvement, but I'm not holding myself all the way accountable, because the truth of it is, with a farmer like me, I don't care if I disappoint myself. That's no big deal. I do it all the time. What I care about is if somebody's holding me accountable, and if I fail them, that's what makes me feel like shit. And so I think that's what's cool about the community element of DDP yoga. You do have so many people's lives that you've already changed. And it's just, man, you guys got to knock it off with that piano. I mean, I'm watching, you know, all these great inspiring deals, and it's, you know, my wife's never even seen me cry. But man, if she walks in on me watching a DDP testimonial, I'm damn near tearing up. You know, it's like those two chords are just kind of bringing it out of me. But it's just, I don't even know if you could quantify how many lives you guys have changed.
God, I would say literally millions. And it goes back to working with the disabled veteran, Arthur Boorman.
Yeah.
And it took 8 years for DDP yoga to become an overnight success.
Right.
And about 2 years in, I'd worked with Arthur, and it started with like anybody who got my original just DVDs by themselves. Anyone who got those that were my YRG, Yoga for Regular Guys, you know, version of that, any one of them, every single one of them, it wasn't like there was a lot, but every single one of them I sent an email to and saying, hey, thanks. Thanks for believing in me. If I didn't have the wrestling audience as a foundation, it never would have happened. But a lot of people saw me. Well, if this guy says he's going to do something, he does it. Yeah. And you know, there's a handful of people like that. Yeah. And so when I reached out to him, I'd say, thanks for getting the program. Thanks for believing in me. If you got any questions, you know, you can hit me back. But I've got 6 questions I'd love you to answer for me, because I was just trying to get some feedback. I would send the same email to everybody. Okay. And a lot of people would hit me back. I'm pretty much like a year or so off TV. Yeah. People are expecting me to come back, you know, and they don't think this is really me. No, it was really me. I wrote it. I cut and pasted. I said, this is a cut and paste email I'm sending you. But I send it to everybody, and it comes from me. I wrote it. Yeah. And Arthur's answers were so unbelievable. It's like detailed. I wrote him back immediately. I go, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. I said, it sounds like you need some help. Can you give me, you know, just some information where you're at right now? Yeah. And the cliff notes were morbidly obese, 100% disabled veteran, relegated to thinking of myself as a piece of furniture. Yeah. Now that says it all, right? So I wrote him back and I said, okay, can you send me some pictures? And I had figured out how to take these 6 pictures that you take. They're in the app. Like, just go to the app and it'll show you exactly how to take them. And the reason why is you're going to get more mobile. You're going to get stronger. So it's about your physiology, your flexibility, and your core strength. That's what the 6 pictures were for. Yeah. But when you see month 1 and then 2, you're like, whoa, a little bit. You look 3 or 4, you're like, oh my God, look how much, because you forget where you were. Oh yeah. You know, so I want to remind you. So I had those in the DVDs as one of the little intros of no workout, just me talking. Right. And he actually did it. Okay. He had sent me these pictures that he did. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's impressive. And he has, you know, he's got the knee braces on. I don't realize it. He's got the back brace on. Yeah. And I've seen the wraparound canes because he's laying them down on the floor when he's doing stuff for the floor. Yeah. And he couldn't stand on 2 legs. So he sure can't stand on 1 leg and try to hold his leg out there. Because that is also a defining moment where
for sure
you might be here, but at some point you're here and you got your foot over your head. And
Yeah.
That's core strength at a different level.
Oh,
Well,
for
he
sure.
was sitting, he's laying on the ground and he's holding his foot like halfway straightened out. And I was like, man,
Jeez.
this guy did exactly what I told him to do without me telling him.
Yeah.
So then I sent him this food plan, which was like our phase 3 plan, which is completely geared towards health. That's
Okay.
it. It's that this food is your fuel.
Mhm.
Get off of the shit you're doing, because obviously that's killing you.
Right.
He was 5'6", 297 pounds.
Wow.
He literally had not walked without his wraparound canes for 15 years.
Wow.
And he had been as high as like 390 at one
Jeez.
point. And he was down to 297.
Mm.
We got down to 268 actually, but then he went back up to 297.
Mm.
And that was right when he got, and his back. He looked, back then you could look up broken back and I'd come up. Now you pay a lot of money to have
for that placement.
Yeah, right. But back then, there was no
Yeah.
such thing as 2006, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, I sent him the food plan. And if he wrote back to me, hey, I think I can do this, or I'll give it a try,
Right.
I would have wrote back, awesome, keep me posted.
Mhm.
But he didn't. He said 4 powerful words. He said, I can do this. I said, send me your phone number.
Yeah.
And that's the first guy. And I worked with a lot of friends and helped
Yeah.
a lot of friends.
Right.
And so I never really worked with anybody from the internet. You know,
Right.
I met from friends, I'd met other friends and blah, 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 and help people. And again, this is all helping people and me not making a dime.
Yeah.
Like I was $548,000 in before God switched the channel and we started to become a business that made money.
Right.
And help people.
Yeah.
Like, what's better than that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously.
it's like every Christmas, you know, when I do all my stuff, all
Mhm.
my motivational Mondays, all my voice, you know, back when there wasn't really all these ways to be on social media.
Yeah.
I was out there on social media with YouTube and putting stuff out there. And around Christmas time, I tell people, I said, I know a lot of people are really depressed out there.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's going to make you feel better than anything? Go help somebody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Help
Yeah.
the old lady across the street. And that's where it goes back to, you know,
Right.
whatever it is, help somebody.
Yeah.
And it'll make you feel better about you. So when you said to me, how many people we really help? Arthur's video just on our YouTube did over 100 million views. On our Facebook, it did over 300 million views.
Wow.
It has been used. I've seen it used myself in at least 10 different motivational speakers that are playing the video
Yeah.
to show you if this guy can do something, so can you.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, countless. I mean, every inspirational web, Facebook page, whatever, everybody has used it.
Yeah.
So it easily has 1 billion views.
Oh yeah.
And out of that, it has moved at least 1 million people to action, whether it be with DDP Yoga, because most of them have no idea, because we didn't put it in there. My business partner, Steve Yu, who's the one who did the video, and he also was the director of The Resurrection of Jake the Snake, you know, executive producer of Relentless, and all these other inspiring documentaries that we have and shorts that we have. He's one who oversees all of it.
Wow.
And for him, when he redid that, it you know, it was about giving people hope. That's how he looked at it. Like, let's give people hope. And I said, well, bro, when you put that video together, you didn't put ddpyoga.com there.
Yeah.
He goes, I read the first 3 chapters of a book on how to go viral. Now, this is 2007, right?
Yeah. Pretty early.
No, excuse me, 2012. 2012.
Okay.
I said, what's viral?
Okay. Yeah.
It
means something different to some people.
Right. So he explained to me, people will share the video.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, so I hang up with him and I go him back. I go, bro, you called me a yogi. I go, I don't want to be, I'm not a yogi. Kind of, but no, like the yogi.
Oh shoot. Looks like we lost DDP on my end here. Might have got cut out during the stream. But I can kind of continue because I've seen a little bit about, this Arthur video, and it is very, very impressive. And if you just Google Arthur DDP yoga, you'll find, what we're talking about currently. But the cool thing about the DDP yoga and the Arthur video, what Diamond Dallas was getting at. Oh, I think I can hear you, Dally.
Oh, no, I got you. I got you back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's back.
Can't believe it.
Oh, it's a July miracle. Yeah, but no, I was just telling the audience, when you watch the Arthur video, it's not branded. And I think at first a lot of people see it and they're like, well, this is the greatest like self-produced documentary I've ever seen, because you don't realize it's not presented like an infomercial. And I think what was cool was it made the user, really dive a little bit deeper because it was authentic. And the whole point that really rang true, I'm not saying it would have affected the outcome with steering the traffic into DDP yoga. But I think that it gave people, it's like this, like if I make a really cool piece of content and I share it with somebody, it's not nearly as impactful as if that person found it on themselves. Because when they find it themselves, they feel like I found it. It's like being like a conspiracy hipster. Oh, you're just talking about that now? Man, I knew about that 20 years. And you almost like just push it off to the side. So I think what you guys did and how your partner chose to release that documentary about Arthur, it made the audience that was so engaged, they had to find out more. If they would have saw it was co-opted by DDP yoga, I don't think it would have hit or resonated in the same way.
Well, that's what he said. The book said. He said, so you have a choice. He goes, because it's my company. He's like, you have a choice. Do you want to do a commercial or do you want to inspire people?
Yeah.
I said, let's inspire people.
Okay.
And that's when we left it off. But and like I say, it's shared so many times that it was unbelievable. And the reason that it went viral was we got to the front page of Reddit. Not even Steve, who's Cornell, freaking top of his class graduate, did not know about Reddit. Yeah. And we had not only got to the front page, we got to #1. And I'm getting in a TSA, getting ready to fly, going through TSA. And when I get to the other side, Steve hits me with a text, and it says, it's a snapshot of Twitter, and it says, stop what you're doing right now and watch Real Magic. And it was David Copperfield who had said to watch that video.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
When I got off the plane, he hit me with another one, and it says, now I'm paraphrasing here.
Okay.
He said, one of the most inspiring videos you'll ever see. Takes a while to get there. Well worth the wait. Something like that.
Okay.
Tony Robbins.
Okay. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, boom, we went boom.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the DVDs. I mean, we had 1,000.
Right.
But we didn't have what we needed.
Oh yeah, to fulfill.
It exploded. And one thing I had read, if you do something where you're advertising and you can't fill the need, you're going to turn the people on you because you gave us something and then you took it away.
Yeah. So
it was driving me crazy. So I'm like, I've got to do a video right now. I got to explain what happened. We never meant this to be, an infomercial.
Oh yeah.
We meant it to be something to inspire people, and everybody was super cool.
Okay.
I mean, I ordered 30,000 videos, DVDs of everything right then, and ever since that day, man, we have been a solvent company, and then put us on Shark Tank, and then if anybody's never seen the resurrection of Jake the Snake, no, there's a lot of F-bombs in there, but it is every kid, especially a kid that's going into his teen years and thinks being famous and having a lot of money is everything.
Yeah.
Because it's really not.
Right.
But you don't really learn that till much later.
Yeah.
And it really shows you with I want to be rich, I want to be famous, what that will do to people and how that they can destroy not just their life, but everybody around them's life.
Yeah, seriously.
And Jake right now is 14 years sober.
Wow.
And I'm talking about sober from coke, crack, pills, and booze.
Wow. Yeah. That's serious. And, not for anything here, but I think it's important for the audience to know, as some of an entrepreneur myself and with a team that's very entrepreneurial, we've got 13 employees now and 8 are developers. And you guys had to seriously invest, because at the time that I got your app was probably around the Shark Time run. And I don't know when the first iteration of your app was. You guys launched an app maybe around 2014 to 2016 that literally could hold water today in 2026. It was very innovative. The interface, everything was so intuitive. Just, I know on the back end of that, the architecture had to be robust. I mean, so where you guys were at to finally go viral with that Arthur moment, I mean, here, you had a wildly successful career, made tens of millions of dollars for yourself and your family, but you kind of put it all on the line for DDP Yoga.
I did. And there was times where I second guessed myself, but those are times where, when I hit that spot, I go into my breath, because most people have no idea how to breathe. They know how to breathe to stay alive, but they don't know how to breathe to control anxiety and stress. And I'll share this with your people here. Like, when you're deep breathing, like, just take a deep breath, hold it, and now exhale slow. And if you're doing this at home, it's just you watching us right now. Just do it with us. Take another deep breath. And then exhale slow. And just try to keep doing that when I explain to you what's happening. And this isn't me saying this. This is out of a medical journal. Because I wanted to know why. Why, when you're really owning your breath, as I call it, when you're really owning it, it takes you to a different level. So what's happening when you're breathing slow and controlled, magic numbers like 5 in and out. When you're doing that, you activate the hypothalamus, which is connected to the pituitary gland in the brain, which helps with stress and anxiety due to the physiological effect it has on our nervous system. And what you're actually doing when you're doing that controlled breath, you are sending neurohormones to hold back the stress-producing hormones, which triggers a relaxation response in the body. The only difference between excitement, oh my God, this is incredible, and fear is whether you're breathing or not. And the next time you feel, because we all feel it, especially with COVID on our heels. You know, everyone feels anxiety, even me at times. But the very first thing I'm going to do, as soon as I feel it coming on, I'm going to, after I've breathed in 5 different breaths, it's normally 3 to 5 breaths, it's gone. Because it's your head screwing with you. You know, it's that little voice in your brain. Like, we get to control the stories we tell ourselves. And one of the, I'm going to share this with you because I saw this years ago. I was on Brainy Quote. I've only been there once. And I saw the most powerful quote I've ever seen. And the quote is, the repetitions of affirmations leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Now, I'm reading that, and then I see who said it. And I'm like, oh my God, I've never heard him say anything like that before. And this guy's my hero. You know, grew up as a child, you know, teenager, guy I looked up to so much and did till the day he still do when he's gone. So I'm not going to tell you who said it, but I'm going to tell you what he said. Because the first thing I thought is, I know his affirmation. Like, how is that possible? Well, let me break it down first.
Okay.
The repetitions of affirmation can be really strong. They can be so powerful. They can be so good, or they can completely screw you.
Yeah.
You know, you can second guessing yourself and then having it elevated to, and I can't do this, and what if this happens, and what if that happens? And you go through the whole thing, and before you know it, you've sucked yourself down with what I call emotional gravity. So the repetitions of affirmations can be good or bad.
Yeah.
The repetitions of affirmations leads to belief, good or bad.
Yeah.
And once that becomes that deep conviction, things begin to happen. So this is what he used to say.
Yeah.
And then you just tell me, you say a name if you think you know who said it.
Okay.
He would say, I am the greatest. I'm the greatest of all time. Who said that?
Was it Dusty Rhodes? I don't know.
No wrestler. No wrestler. No wrestler.
Muhammad Ali.
Never heard that quote. You've never heard that quote before.
I don't think so. Yeah. I'll be really
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. He floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. I was going to say
Muhammad Ali, but yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Cassius Clay. Yeah.
I mean, how many times did he say it?
All the
Millions of times. All the time.
Yeah.
One of my fondest memories ever is that guy's my hero growing up as a kid. And I'm going to be at the same autograph session that he's at.
Wow.
And I'm in the afternoon. He's in the morning. Perfect. I'll get there early. So when he gets done, I'll get at least to say hello to him, maybe get a picture with him. And my plane gets stuck on the tarmac. By the time I get there, it's like I'm just going to be on time for my signing. Ali would be long gone.
Right.
I ran to the green room anyway. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. He's going to be there. And I mean, there was so many guys there. The Rocket was there.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones was there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, there were so many guys there. And I'm looking around the green room and I don't see anything. And then I hear Diamond. And I turn around and it's Ali. And he goes, come here. Like, come here.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking towards him, he says, lock up.
That's amazing. Yeah, you got to meet your hero. Yeah,
and he freaking called the lockup.
Yeah,
which is like what? But he loved wrestling. He loved wrestling, and he was a part of it a couple of times. But it's all about the stories you tell yourself, that inner voice. And for me, over that period, I'm still going to go into into that swirl that everybody goes into.
Oh, for sure.
But now I replace it completely with the breath. And the only thing I think about it, I heard this girl named Mel Brooks say it one time. She goes, what if it all works out? That's the only thing. What if it all works out?
Yeah.
Because 85%, I looked it up. I wanted to know how many things that we worry about never happen.
For sure.
Cornell University actually did a study on it.
Okay.
They followed a large group of people for a significant period of time.
Okay.
And what they found was 85% of the things we worry about
never happen.
Doesn't even come close. Come close.
Okay.
And it even gets better than that. Of the 15% that's left over, 79% of those people whose worries actually came to fruition handled them way better than they thought they could. And some people were happy that it did happen because they learned something so valuable, from that scenario. So if you're doing the math, really 97% of the things we worry about never happens.
Well, and that ties in with a quote. I guarantee you know the author of this because I feel like I've heard you say it, but whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I think
100%.
I feel I've heard you say that, but that author was somebody that we know that manufactured something that most people still use today. So that one, but big fan of that individual. But it's so amazing what the mind can do and what it can also restrict you from doing with the wrong.
100%. A to Z.
Yeah, I had a good comedian friend of mine on him, and he's big. He's touring with Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, some of the biggest names in comedy. And, the whole point is you just got to be positive because you could be that guy that went to, wherever that became that one thing. But what made you get there? And it was the work ethic. It was the positivity. And I think it's easy to lose sight, and especially in agriculture. We got the highest suicide rate of any industry. I believe we're still in. These are all facts. I don't know now. This one per se, but outside of the suicide rate, maybe law enforcement, maybe there's something else, but we've got the highest rate of just severe maiming and death on the job. So we're dealing with these injuries, and don't judge me. I just had to leave a funeral. I don't dress like this unless there's an attorney involved or, maybe a pastor. But outside of that, we're working, we're getting our hands dirty. And, my dad, he's had both his knees replaced. It wasn't necessarily his fault because of being overweight. Motorcycle accident in the 70s. He's your age. He'll be 71 here at the end of September. And, after already he had a bad surgery in the early 70s, back where they just take out all the cartilage, and just things like that went on. You can have these injuries, but, can you find a way to get back through it? And I think once you actually rip the Band-Aid off and you surprise yourself, just by sticking with a program, like your guy said, the hardest thing isn't the first workout. It's just hitting play for the first workout.
Sure. I heard Tom Brady say something that was super strong. And I love the way he said it. Some kid was asking him about, about his success and his career. And he said that to be successful just about anything, the truth is you don't have to be special.
Yeah.
You just have to be willing to do what most people won't.
Yeah.
Be committed, be consistent, and be disciplined. And again, you look at a guy who's got picked in the 6th round, when he met Robert Kraft, he reached out his hand and shook his hand. He said, "I'm the best draft you have ever had."
Yeah.
they're laughing at it.
Yeah.
I liken it to my situation of when I told guys I was going to wrestle, they literally laughed in my face.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can do that now? You're too old.
Yeah, exactly.
Too old. So I just stopped telling people my age.
Yeah.
And because I look so much younger.
Yeah, you did.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
And when someone would ask me, I would say 29 again.
Yeah.
And, and when I finally got called on it, I think I was 40 or 41.
Okay.
And it was 40 because it still hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And my career hadn't taken off yet. And when I said 29 again, he said, "You're not 29." I said, "I didn't say I was 29. I said I was 29 again."
There you go. Yeah.
I can't afford to think any older.
Oh, yeah.
And, out of that, eventually it could, because everything did explode for me. I would, like on my 42nd birthday, it was the 11th anniversary of my 29th birthday, whatever the math is.
Yeah, there you go. Well, and I love how you say that, you were 8 years into DDP yoga being an overnight success, because all that legwork, and it's just, and you've got to be able to have thick enough skin. If people are laughing at you, or if they bring up something from your past that may have been negative, they're just afraid of where you're gonna potentially go. And I feel like that's been a big part of my life as well. You don't do what we did here at Tractor Tuesday. You don't start a marketplace in ag machinery basically out of nowhere. You don't do it because the big publishers are who you're going up against. And a lot of folks just simply, they don't like us because they're with those groups. And I feel like we've disrupted the space enough where, there's a little bit of common ground there where you guys had the most innovative app, period. Whenever you launched it, what year was that launched? Was it around 16?
Well, we went 14, so it would have been around 16. Yep.
Yeah.
16. And so it's 10 years.
Right.
And then we've replaced it with one that's even better.
Oh, I got it now. Yeah. Marlon hooked it up. So now I've got the new one. And I mean, it's just, it's mind melting. You can choose your own adventure. And like you said, you can literally, I don't care. None of my guys have an excuse. You can literally start in the bed.
Right.
And I mean, if that's such a great beginning place, I love how you got, some nice Tempur-Pedic or something sitting in your studio, and you guys, and you're getting guys literally moving, because where has this ever been? Obesity is just, it's ran rampant, especially through the Midwest and the South, and where a lot of our group and customers are at. It was so intelligent, but yet it was just so simple.
Yeah. And again, it's, when it comes to the message, it's simple. Just put the work in, and change your mindset. I got to share I have a buddy of mine. When I met him, he was a beat cop, right?
Okay.
And he was 32 at the time.
Mm.
And he'd been a big cop for a while, about 5 or 6 years. And, you know, he read my first book, Positively Page.
Okay.
And he said, so explain to me the living life at 90% part. So I explained it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he sends me a picture of his locker. And on the locker, it's got written on the inside, living life at 90%.
Okay.
He goes, and he texts me, said, I'm taking the sergeant's test. I'm going to study and something I've never done in my life before. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to study my ass off because all these guys are laughing at me.
Yeah.
And he passed his sergeant's test.
Yeah.
And then he passed his lieutenant's test.
Mm.
And then he passed his captain's test.
Mm.
And now he's the chief of police at one of the top, this thing is the second biggest drug city in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And he's now the chief of police. I can't remember pronouncing the town.
Okay.
Hokedy or something like that.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Hoboken. Yeah.
No, not Hoboken. No.
Yeah.
It's in Massachusetts. But to see his journey.
Yeah.
And completely owning and going through a divorce in the middle of it.
Okay.
You know, his mindset. He's just in a phenomenal space right now.
Yeah.
For a guy who's 53 or 54 years old, and he's way outpunted his coverage.
Oh, for sure. And it's such a common theme with so many people. You know, we got another guy here locally in our little town of 25,000 people said, Zach, I got this idea on a 3D printed product for farm machinery. It's like, dude, you got to just do it. Well, guess what? We launch it. We put it out there. We host hundreds and hundreds of websites. We helped him with some of his marketing efforts and everything that went to it. But man, he sold thousands of these units, and awesome. Just did that in April. And the whole point is people are going to laugh at you. You know, there's always going to be that group and all that chatter that's just going to nitpick everything you do. So just use it as motivation, and I think we can all draw from that. And I think it is common. And when you start to see the positives of your own body, then the whole mental connection. And I think that was my biggest takeaway in 2018. And I was back on the app again. I started with Chair Force, but something I was so disgusted in myself was I never knew how to control my breathing. And here, I participated at sports. I was a relatively good athlete. I could do things a lot of people couldn't. And I never even stopped to think about my own breath. And it was the first time anybody actually gave me that type of instruction where honestly, if that wasn't a part of my rehab and everything that I did, my left leg was at like 8% of what my right side of my body was when it was all said and done. So for me to get that back balanced out on the spin bike and in therapy and in the swimming pools, if I couldn't control my breathing, I couldn't continue to work out. And it was such a struggle, even doing basically no or zero close to impact type of movement. I still couldn't even breathe my way through it. But now I had basically the outline of, okay, this is how you're going to do it. And I was never even aware of that. And I think that was my biggest takeaway the second round I had with DDP Yoga. What I'm excited for is for the whole audience, the whole team at DDP Yoga is offered with the promo code Tractor30. Anybody can sign up. They can get a 30-day free pass to your app. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's way more than even just workouts. It's nutrition. It's motivation. I just got my set of power cuffs. They showed up at the farmhouse. I'm going to start some of those workouts too, because I'm doing 45 to maybe an hour 10 every morning. And it's more so strength training. And then I find myself, I shorten and I might skip some of the ab and core stuff at the end, because I got kids waking up and I'm the oldest first-time dad in Nebraska. So I'll be 50 by the time I'm done having kids. So it just never seems to end at my house, but I need to make more time for that. And that's going to be my quote and something I'm going to pledge to everybody here. I'm going to go through and take the 6 images and just kind of show where I'm at with my horrible flexibility. I mean, it's so embarrassing. I was never the most limber person, but I could damn near get to at least middle of forearm, maybe almost elbow touching toes. I'm so bad now, I can barely sit up straight if I've got my legs spread, let alone reach down and touch my toes, and it's just, so I've got a lot of room for improvement. And I think I can be somebody to show some of these other farmers that, hey, they completely cut into me, fuse me up. I got a lot of instrumentation, but if I can become flexible again, man, anybody can do it. So that's my goal and I need to work on it.
Hey, flexibility is youth. not just in the body,
Yeah.
but in the mind.
Oh,
And
for sure.
how you get there, like I'm the guy who will try anything. One of the things I'm digging into right now and will really make a difference to help people.
Mhm.
It's going to probably take me about 6 months of really owning it,
Yeah.
but it's all the fascia work, and
Okay.
fascia is that
Yeah.
that lines all of our muscles,
Mhm.
everything. It's
Yeah.
goes throughout your whole body. I think it's the biggest organ of everything that we have
Yeah.
because it goes around every single muscle.
Okay.
And it really, when you've got that moving, it just helps so much more,
Mhm.
open up, break up scar tissue to create
Yeah.
mobility or just repetition. And
Mhm.
then getting in a spot. I'm doing some workouts that'll be out soon called DDPY static, where
Okay.
we get in a position.
Mhm.
Okay, here's the modification.
Mhm.
Here's where we're going though. So
Okay.
how long will it take you to get there to where you
Yeah.
can hold it in that position? Because a lot of the stuff that we do, whether it's lunging or warrior or any of that,
Mhm.
we're there a long time, but I've got you doing so many other things you don't
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
But with this stuff, you know it. So it
Yeah.
will come down to, again, building. You take a little at a time. You don't go in there expecting to hit a grand slam. You go in there and try to hit a single.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good
The
perspective.
double.
Yeah, no, I like it. And looking forward to all of that. Real quick, I know we've got to, let you go here pretty soon, but as far as the rehab side of things, I know you've always been a big fan of ice bath, steam. Personally,
Yes.
I mean, my wife and me, we live in a hyperbaric chamber. And I think a lot of people,
Really?
yeah,
What's your
might be-
PSI? What's your PSI?
that's a great question. I guess I don't know. We just switched to it. We don't have our own. We just switched to a different facility here in town that has a different one that we like.
Are they those big glass tubes?
Yeah, this one is. Yep, it is.
Yeah,
So
that is silent healing.
yes.
That is silent healing for years and years. I've done it today. I'm doing hypoxia training, which brings me, and it sounds like it shouldn't work like this, but
Mhm.
you're at 9% oxygen.
Wow.
That's when you get to that. You start out around 13, 14,
Okay.
15. Like we're breathing 20 to 21 right now. And I'm walking backwards on the treadmill that I have to make move because it doesn't move. So
yeah, like a woodway.
It's really good for your knees.
Okay.
And so I'll go that, and then at 9%, I'll stay in for probably 8 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to start sprinting backwards and then flip the switch and go to 60% oxygen.
Yeah.
And this is something that I have found that I know the hyperbaric chamber and how much it does for me, but it's very, very time consuming.
It is.
And so the other side of it, I just decided, hello, wife, how are you? I just decided I'm going to try this method and see what the difference is. And I think they're both great. And if you got time where you can lay around, you want to read a book or whatever.
Well, it's great. Yeah, you can do the hyperbaric. Yeah, I think we're around 14, 15 per PSI roughly. I guess I don't know. I'd have to dig into that a little bit more. Any other therapies that you like to share with anybody else? I'm sure there's
here's how I start my day.
Yeah.
Here's how I start my day. When I get up, the first thing I do is just go into some literally movement. So in bed, go to the floor, just stretch out a little bit of DDP yoga stretches. And my favorite one, I've never even seen anybody do before, but it's going to open my knees up big time. And I'm going to feature it on the app coming up probably in a couple of weeks. So you can see, just do this. And some people, like my wife, she can do it easily. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
If you got bad knees, if your hips and knees are out, you're going to have trouble with it. So I show you how to modify until you finally get into it. So once I get, because my knees, I could be, doing a stand-up autograph signing for 4 hours and my knees are going to get stiff.
Yeah.
So by the time I get to the airport, I'll go pick a corner and go into this stretching routine that I do.
Yeah.
And every time I get it back. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to take my vitamins, get my protein, which Hacking Your Health is the brand that I use because I own a piece of that, and
Okay.
it's the cleanest that I know of.
Okay.
And from there, I'm going to get on my. Have you ever heard of PMEF? It's like pulsating electronic. It just helps wake up your muscles, so to speak. That's the best way I can say it. And I've never gotten off, or I had anybody get off it and go, wow, I don't feel anything. Like, no, you always do. You got on your ankle, your shoulder, your back, you're going to feel a little bit different, a little bit better, a little bit more mobile. Then I'm going to get in my plunge for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Around 41, 42 degrees. Then from there, I'm going to go on the walking backwards on the treadmill. And do the hypoxia training. And that's only about 20 minutes. The biggest thing I learned from that was my memory is so much better.
Really?
Like, I've literally started to just keep a little journal on my phone. The most I have ever gone is like 34 days in a row.
Wow. Where
I didn't walk into a room and didn't forget. Now, I'm not saying I walked in every one of them and said, oh, damn it, I just don't remember. Oh, that's right. Get the spoon. Like I've given myself a chance to try to remember it. But a lot of times we walk into another room and we're just like, oh, I have no idea. And you just go on with it. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm gonna work my brain. So the hypoxia, I know, helps with that. And then I want to get on the mat for 30. And then I'm going to do power cups for around 35 to 40 minutes. If I have time, I'm going to get back on the mat and just cool down and then head off. But somewhere in between there, I want to the sauna that's in Florida. I have is just a regular sauna, but it goes up to 197 degrees. And that's brutal.
Oh, it is.
And here I have a red light, not red light. What do they call hyperbaric? Not hyperbaric. What do they call those saunas that?
Probably just like a red light therapy sauna. I don't know what they call it.
There's
not
certain
traditional, but they got all the LEDs and the lights. They don't get as hot.
Right. No, they get hot. This one gets hot.
Okay, you got a good one then.
No, I can't remember what it's called. Infrared sauna.
Oh, infrared. You're making me lose my memory here, but that's well. There was a big study that recently came out, and they were basically showing, blood samples, and then I think, I can't remember the most appropriate medical way to say it, but his semen samples, and this individual, the microplastic content was just through the roof. And all it took him was about 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 5, traditional sauna sessions. But the key, and it was for a conversion from Celsius, but is around 186 degrees Fahrenheit. That was kind of the threshold. If you get a little bit hotter than that, you could literally purify your blood and all of your excretions, at least for microplastics. So there's some science there too.
And there's plastic in everything. I remember I went to Iraq 3 times, to Afghanistan once. For the troops, just do signings for 13 days. And when I was in Iraq, man, I actually had, and this was in the shade. But I took a picture of a thermometer. It was a big thermometer. And it said 137 degrees.
Jeez.
That was in the shade. I mean, they got those guys are over there, boy. But my point of this story was there was plastic. Everything's plastic in this water. And you need water. But there was stacked so high. It was at least an acre of all water on top of water, on top of water, on top of water, on top of all that sun, melting that plastic into the water.
Not good.
I mean, well, again, but better than no water.
You got to live, but and it's just around here. Folks are starting to wake up though. I think it's a good thing, for as many folks that are just completely off and living by their own rhythm. There's a lot of us that are starting to pay attention to the little things like water and, dyes and different artificial ingredients. And do you do anything caffeinated? Do you do like a pre-workout or? Coffee?
I don't have to, but if I'm going to, I'm going to use Hacking Your Health's
Okay.
brand that we use, and
Okay.
it tastes good. And again,
Yeah.
I need shit that's going to be as clean as possible.
Okay.
Because I'm still going to have a cocktail, but
Right.
I'm only going to drink.
Oh, I think we lost. Oh,
And,
you're back.
I'm only going to drink red or white wine occasionally.
Okay.
But I cut my drinking like way back.
Okay.
Like over the last 15 years, way back. And, just as you get older, I don't want to wake up with a hangover ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to, I can parent myself pretty well. And I always say, if I know I'm going to die in the next 3 minutes, I know I'm going to die, give me a dozen Krispy Kremes.
Okay.
Because I will eat them all in 3 minutes, and I'll feel like garbage, probably dead in 4. So,
it was good while it was going down. Well, hey,
lost you again.
You're back now, Del. Yeah. Oh, there you are. I guess we're gonna get the audience twisting their head here. Can you hear me? Okay, Dallas?
I don't know how that.
We can hear you.
Oh, damn it.
Can you hear me, Dally? Well, he might be back. We'll see, but might have lost him for good there on the signal. But again, all the things Diamond Dallas Page is talking about, really important to all of us here. We really got to focus on our health. And again, if you can slap up that promo code so anybody can see it, it's just Tractor 30. So if you go and you try to get DDP Yoga, that promotional code is Tractor 30, and you can get 30 days of. Hey, Dally, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, we were just showing the promo code here again for Tractor 30, so they can get access to your amazing app that we've been talking about.
But you don't have to put coupon though, right? That's just okay. Okay, it's not connected. Okay, right.
Yeah, not connected. But just Tractor 30. And so now your wife Paige, did she ever have her back fused?
Oh my God, no. She's I don't think. Hold on a second. I want to ask her that. I never even asked her that.
Okay.
Hey, babe. Will you come here a second?
For the caliber of questions, as me as probably the worst live stream host in America,
No, I just want you to know, babe.
Are you and relationships here?
Are you? Did you ever your back fused? No.
Oh man.
I had a microdiscectomy for herniated disc.
Oh yeah, she had a micromastectomy for discectomy.
Yeah, something micro.
But bro, she broke her back in 6 places, twice, a total of twice.
Wow.
Once in a car accident when she was a kid and 16 years old. And the next time she was trimming a tree. Oh, it's funny now, not funny then.
Yeah.
I wasn't with her. We weren't back together then yet. But she was trimming a tree, straddling a branch 15 feet in the air.
Oh man!
And she's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Fuji, man. She's done the rock climbing. She's a warrior. She's not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
And she's up there, and she's got the chainsaw in her hand.
Oh man!
And as it goes, it snaps, takes back, and she flies off the branch and throws the chainsaw, and she broke her arm, she broke her leg, and her back. The first time she broke her back, she broke it in 2 places. This time she broke it in 4 more.
Oh my goodness!
And crawled in. Nobody was there.
Yeah, with one arm, one leg. Yeah.
Jeez. That was like. She's tough as bone. I mean, she really she's done yoga way before she ever got with me.
Yeah.
But this is what she does now.
Yeah.
And she used to lift weights too. And when she lifts, her body's completely changed. At 52, she looks unbelievable. And she will, why would anyone work out with weights without using the cuffs? Because you don't have to lift heavy weight.
Okay.
But the reaction that your body that it sticks with, and I haven't lifted it since a day and a half ago, but my arms are still. If I just do that, they're like rocks, and they were starting to get flabby. I was starting to get that bat wing thing. So that's when I was really excited to see the changes that happened with it. And again, she she is an amazing poster girl for a woman who's 52 years old and what she looks like.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, I'm going to search the Facebook community. I need to find some other folks that got, fused up like me. And I want to see, their progress and what they're able to do, because I'm telling you, that's my biggest limiting factor. It even took me the longest time to even be able to get my left leg up high enough to tie the shoe or even put the shoe on. It's pathetic.
I'm gonna call that guy Brandon that I wrote that I read that thing to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him and see if I can give you a call.
Okay.
And because there's a guy he had
multiple back surgeries.
Multiple surgeries.
The whole point, there's just no excuse. I make them, and I'm just allowing that. I'm not adding it to my schedule, and I've got all the time up at 4:45. What else am I going to do? And it's just half our developers are in Germany, so I'm up on Slack and I'm checking all the, everything everybody's doing is my excuse.
Right.
But I have time. I just need to dedicate it and, get serious about it. But Dally, let's wrap it up for everybody out there. Again, where can they find you? I'm sure if they just search DDP Yoga, Diamond Dallas page, they'll find it all.
It's all there, because if you search DDP, it'll come up, and you follow us, on what we've got going, because everything we're about is positive energy and trying to give people, a great outlook on life, as opposed to, so what we're facing right now in this world. It's kind of crazy, and I just try to keep pushing out the same shit I'll tell everybody over and over again. Keep a positive attitude about it, because positive does breed positive and negative does breed negative. And you are going to become the 5 people you hang out most with. Yeah. So check it out. Check out our Power Cuffs. And it's been a pleasure talking to you, my friend.
Hey, for Diamond Dallas page, I'm Zach Bosley. We're Tractor Tuesday Live. The only marketplace can sign the agprivacy.org pledge. We can do it. We don't sell your data. We're here to try to empower farmers with the tools that we have, empower dealerships with all of our software tools and development work. Check us out at tractortuesday.com, and most importantly, Tractor HQ, the parent company. But for everybody out there, please use Tractor30 for the promo code. Get on DDP Yoga. I don't care if you're the most ripped farmer in the county or you're the biggest, roundest farmer in the county. We've got a way for you to get even better than you are today. Let's be the best thing that we can be, because the next generation of farmers depend on us today to try to empower ourselves now for the betterment of all. But anyway, tractortuesday.com. Diamond Dallas page, is a pleasure, sir. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure, brother. Have a great day. See ya. Bang.